Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my video review for the final episode for Mr. Robot Season 2. This is for the season finale, Episode 12, Pyth0n Part 2. And spoiler warning if you guys have not had a chance to see the Mr. Robot Season 2 finale yet. So I want to apologize to you guys who have been subscribed to the channel, who do watch Mr. Robot and look for the reviews. Unfortunately, with the show kind of the way it is, being on Wednesdays, it's tough for me to get reviews that night because I don't get done work until really late, and then after that I get to watch it. By that time, I'm usually too tired to have to go to bed, and sometimes I don't get the review done. But Mr. Robot is definitely one of my favorite series that's on right now. I watch every episode as soon as it hits, pretty much Wednesday night every week, and it really is an incredible show. I was so happy to see that it got a second season, and I'm also happy to hear that it got a third season now too. It's been renewed for a third season, so next summer, yes, Mr. Robot will be returning. So Season 2, the Season 2 finale. Alright, so Season 2 for me has been, I want to say, okay, I want to say it for me, it wasn't as good as Season 1. The Season 1 finale was pretty amazing because, of course, we get to see kind of the whole revelation, the whole Fight Club type idea where Mr. Robot and Elliot are equal, or they're the same. And they have been the whole time. So that was a pretty cool revelation in the first season. I feel like they did do a good job of coming after that and having kind of the prison story arc where Elliot's in jail and that. And we find out, you know, at first it looks like he's maybe with his mom, this kind of thing, and put himself into a loop. And there was very few people at the beginning of this season, in Season 2, that were able to put the dots together and were able to figure out that he was probably in some kind of insane asylum or a prison, from what I had heard. Only a few comments of people that got that. And then, of course, as we go through the season, we get to see that that's the case. Then afterwards, we find out that Tyrell is actually not dead, and he is actually still alive, and there is still this constant struggle going on between Mr. Robot and Elliot, which even takes us right into the finale. And really, they still haven't really gained any ground together because there's such opposing forces inside of Elliot. On the one hand, you have Mr. Robot, who wants to create anarchy and wants to put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, on Ecorp and destroy all of their printed records so they can't rebuild anything and the database is gone forever. On the other hand, or at least so far as we know, on the other hand, you have Elliot, who doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want people to die. He doesn't want this to happen. So he believes that in this episode, in the finale, that Tyrell is some kind of hallucination, or as a part of his psyche, as we saw. And also that was actually set up really nicely too, because if you look back at some of the earlier episodes where you have Mr. Robot and he kind of shoots him, and they're struggling for dominance in terms of Elliot and which kind of personality controls Elliot. And you'll have Mr. Robot, he'll shoot Elliot, and then Elliot will kind of get back up, this kind of thing after. That was really well planned, because in this one we actually see the same thing, except Elliot thinks that Tyrell is not real, and he ends up actually being real, and he ends up having to shoot Elliot in the stomach, which was pretty nuts, as we see, and great cinematography as always with Mr. Robot as it fades to black. Really cool as he fades out of it, and you see him kind of laying on the floor. So that's kind of our big thing for this season. With this season finale, is Elliot gets smoked like that. In addition, we do finally find out what the next phase of their kind of plan is, which is to destroy everything, like I said, destroy all the rest of the records by blowing out the building where they're taking everything. Pretty nuts. So Tyrell not allowing Elliot to get in the way of Elliot, of the Mr. Robot side of him, who set this up and told him, no matter what, do not allow anyone to stop this, even me. So, wow. Then we have him calling Angela, and Angela tells him that he did the right thing. And man, nuts. So that's kind of our big, that's kind of our big sort of finale for this season. Maybe not quite at the same level as Season 1, where the whole thing comes crashing down and we're kind of led to believe that this is already kind of done. Now we find out in Season 2 that wasn't everything. There's still more to it, and that now they're kind of finishing the job, so to speak. So crazy stuff, man. I mean, I tend to think Elliot will survive. We don't know how many seasons Mr. Robot is going to get. I've heard people say in comments that 3 seasons is what Sam Esmail has planned, but that's hearsay. I don't know for sure if that's true, and if that's what we're going to see. I really highly doubt they would kill off Elliot, but without medical attention, he's going to be in big trouble. So maybe Angela can come and take him to the hospital or something and say he was, I don't know, robbed or something and he was shot. Who knows? I don't know. But maybe that'd be a topic for a season 3 predictions video. But that's pretty tough to say what they're going to do. I mean, Mr. Robot is about the most unpredictable show you can ever imagine to try to guess what's going to happen next, man. No idea at all. So in addition to that, we have all the stuff that's happening with Joanna and Scott, and she sets him up. And at first, that was a pretty brutal scene when she talks him into, she with her words, talks him into attacking her. And at this point, she believes Tyrell to actually be dead, but of course we know that he actually isn't, as a matter of fact. So then we have Scott beating her up, and then she gets her boyfriend to she talks him into, with her face and everything that's happening, talks him into going to the police and telling him that the husband is most suspected in to sort of be an eyewitness, that he saw him in a rush, and he saw him after his wife was killed and everything on the rooftop, and kind of point the blame back to him, and that he may have killed her husband, this kind of thing. And of course, it's just, I mean, it's such an awesome setup, because if you don't know, majority of the time, that you have someone die. I think last time I watched Dateline, the FBI profiler said about 70% of the time it's the husband. That's about 70% of the time. Now there's 30% too, where it could be some other random person out there, or some other person out there. But more often than not, it's the husband. So she sets him up. He beats her up, right? She can be a witness there. She gets the other guy to flip, her boyfriend to flip, and she's got this guy. I mean, cold turkey. I mean, they're gonna. He will be found guilty for sure in any court I can think of, unless he's got super awesome lawyers and maybe 2 or 3 of them. Then maybe they can find a way out of it. But yeah, man, that's so that was some crazy stuff, and she's a master manipulator, so we can expect that from her. We have Dom talking with Joanna in some scenes that were pretty good. I like the part when she walks out, everyone stands up and looks at her, and then she shows her the board where they have everything, all mapped out. They have all the points and everything going with a chart, so to speak, and it all points to Tyrell. And then you got Elliot on there too, and she's probably thinking to herself, "Damn, man, they're actually." They're a lot closer than we would have thought they are. So I like that part too. That was pretty good. And then we have kind of the finishing sequence at the end, where you have Mobley and Trenton, who are living under assumed names, and they were. She's talking about possibly undoing the hack, this kind of thing. He doesn't really want to hear about it. And then they're approached by Leon, of course, messenger of the Dark Army, so to speak, and he's one of their sort of hitmen, so to speak. So that is pretty crazy. I wonder if they'll even show us what happens with that next season, season 3. I'd almost assume they wouldn't, and we're to assume that Leon is going to kill them when he asks them for the time. After that, he's going to kill them right then and there. So, man, crazy stuff. Maybe he'll just shank him or something. I don't know. That's what I would expect to see. Yeah, wow. Either way, it's a crazy final episode for sure of another awesome season of Mr. Robot. I am happy we got a second season. In terms of a score, I think I give this one as a season finale a 9. It's still a really good finale. I was happy to see that Rami Malek won an Emmy. Best Actor for Mr. Robot, that's pretty amazing. I mean, that's awesome. So, especially when it comes to like a fringe show type of this, like a hacker cyberpunk type of show, which I would kind of classify Mr. Robot as. Got some drama in there too, but yeah, that's kind of what I would say it is. So, man, really happy with all the success they found Mr. Robot. Excited to see season 3. Love the season 2 finale. It was still really good, even though I did feel like the season 1 finale is some of the best stuff I've seen in a TV series, maybe ever. I mean, I think that was a great flip there, and I think they've used it to a great extent where it's not dry. It's got some parallels with Fight Club and like the building, blowing up the building, watching it out the window, things like that kind of bring me back to it. But it's they've used Elliot and his illness to the best of their ability so that it's not just like a one-season flip thing and then after that we're in the know. It's still always a constant struggle with him, and it sounds like it always will be between the two sides of him, and the Mr. Robot side will probably never fully go away, which keeps it always interesting because it keeps us in the dark. Please tell me you're seeing this too. Rami Malek said in his Emmy speech, which was hilarious and awesome. You can watch it on YouTube, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Really, really cool. I suggest everybody check it out because that's a big thing for fans of Mr. Robot. I think for him to get that compared to everybody else. There's like Kevin Spacey and like all these other like legendary actors on the docket, and he wins. It's like, wow, awesome, man. So anyway, I was happy about that. But I love the season 2 finale. It was crazy. I have no idea what's going to happen in season 3. If you guys want to see a predictions video where I guess my ass off, you can write in the comments below and let me know what you thought about season 2. Are you still feeling it for Mr. Robot? Do you feel like it was more of a one-shot pony with season 1, and maybe they shouldn't have even continued after season 2 and they should have just ended it there or something? I'm happy they didn't. I'm happy they're continuing. And season 2 definitely was strong. Some good twists, especially with the prison and that kind of stuff, and the finale too of him being shot and Tyrell being real, and the other Joanna's boyfriend being killed, and some of the other stuff with the Dark Army was really cool. So I've been enjoying Mr. Robot, and I hope it goes on longer than the 3rd season. I hope we get a 4th, maybe a 5th season. I think they could do it. I think they could find a way to still make it interesting. Because anarchy, if they do succeed in their goals and they create total anarchy and they get rid of all capitalization, capitalistic society is brought down, capitalization, all the records are destroyed, no one has any property, real estate, stocks, anything like that. Capitalism is basically destroyed. You go into an anarchic system. That could be interesting as hell to see, what that looks like when they finally destroy all of the records and nothing is left. And then what does society do? What happens after that? What does the government do? That could be really interesting, and they could go on for a few seasons with that, I think, at least. Let me know what you guys think about Mr. Robot Season 2 finale. If you like this review, if you want to see a predictions video, please thumb it the hell up. You can also share. You got a Facebook. You want to share the review with your friends? I'd appreciate it if they like Mr. Robot 2. Share it through. And if you want to subscribe at the bottom left for my reviews for Mr. Robot Season 3 when we get there next summer. It'll go by quick, guys. The wait for Season 2 went by quick. This one will too. That's it for this video. See you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.